1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, besties. Welcome back to another episode of I Am Besties. As always, I am your host, Vanessa.
What's Gucci? This is Isis.
And I'm Steph. And today, Vanessa's going to start us off with the quote of the day.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
It's okay if some people dislike you. Not everyone has good taste.
Period.
Yeah, I know all of y'all felt that.
I'm like, obviously the besties can't relate because they have phenomenal taste.
Yeah.
So this is not for you. This is for like the other bitches that you've been worried about you. You feel me?
I know we've all been there at one point though. Especially remember like back in the day when we would worry about that shit a lot, like in high school, like wanting to be liked. And now we're all grown and stepped in our power and we're just like, damn.
But do you ever think back and you're like, why the fuck couldn't I just not think like that? Like you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I always look back and I'm like, Steph, like,
why did you care so much?
yeah, like, why couldn't you just relax?
Real chill.
I feel, yeah, like, because I feel like I was always like, okay, was I being like, because I was loud, so it was in an obnoxious way. That shit's
I'm like, wait.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm like, you're trying to pass notes
I
in
just
class?
kept watching her. I was like, bring it back, please. I'm not castigada.
Oh, she's all trying to pass notes in class.
get
Like,
it.
hey, your
Oh
feet
my
smell.
God.
Oh.
Bro, did your mom take your phones in high school?
Yes, not my mom, my dad.
Would you ever like turn them off or anything like that?
Don't text me back. My dad's in my phone.
No, because it would be like super like random. Like he would just barge in and be like, "Give me your phone," and I wouldn't have time. He would just grab it, but they were like, leave it in the nightstand and not care. So they'd knock out, and I would just go back in there at night and just grab it.
But they wouldn't like read through your shit or anything like that?
No, and honestly, I feel like in high school, there was nothing to read through personally for me at least.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, I was an angel.
Oh.
Yeah, I did nothing bad.
You graduated, bitch. You don't gotta lie. Relax.
I'm
like, you're here. You're already here. You don't gotta cap.
You're safe.
This is a safe space.
Your mom doesn't watch the show.
Okay, she doesn't speak English. Or else she would, okay?
No, dude, my mom used to look through my shit, so I'd take the battery out of my phone.
No,
She wouldn't know.
That era. Do you
Yeah, and I'd be
remember
like,
that?
it's dead. She'd be like, ¿por qué no prende? I'd be like, pues no tiene batería.
Oh
But she didn't know
my
I took the whole thing out. So when iPhones came out, I was like, nah, I don't want one.
That is so crazy. I just
Damn.
like completely forgot that there was an era where there was like literal batteries in phones.
Dude,
Do you guys remember
isn't
that chocolate
crazy?
phone?
Oh my God, I love that
I never
shit.
had it.
I wanted it so bad.
I didn't have it either, but my mom had it, so I would play with it.
Right. I always wanted or like, remember those ones that I think T-Mobile came out? They were the phones that were this big, literally like an inch big. And you would open them and they're like tiny little phones.
Yes,
Do you guys remember them?
the Jukes,
They look like-
Junes?
They
I
look
don't-
like a Kit Kat slice.
Yes.
Like,
They look like
Yes.
those little, like those juguetes, the lip gloss that you get, like play telephones, like literally
Yeah.
those little tiny ones. And I remember I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, they're so cool. They have like a little mini phone. And
Oh my God.
I wanted one of those. I wanted every fucking phone, honestly.
yeah, I just wanted a phone in general.
I had the little one that they had for kids where it had like four numbers.
Yeah.
Because my mom would always like not have time to pick us up from school, so we would walk home. So she'd be like, "Oh," and I changed the emergency number to my best friend's number instead of 911.
Oh gosh.
Literally defeating the purpose. But to be fair, they didn't tell me that if I
Yeah.
called that shit, 911 would come.
Right.
Oh,
right.
okay.
So really, you were looking for
I
your
was
best
like-
interest.
So that was your first phone?
That was my first phone. Yeah.
What was your first phone?
Oh my God, my first phone, it was like this. It was not a sidekick. I just want to be clear. It sounds cooler than it was. It was those phones like you'd open up and then like there'd be the screen and then you'd be texting.
Like
but it was like the
keyboard?
bootleg like one. Like it wasn't the ones of the ones. They were like, oh, what kind of phone is that? Like, bitch, if you don't mind.
It was Virgin Mobile, babes. Virgin Mobile.
I don't know where it was from. But I was like, damn, just because it ain't a sidekick.
How old
No.
were you?
My first phone, I think I was like 8th grade. I was like, my mom gave me a phone like
okay.
really late. Yeah, I didn't get a phone like in early middle school.
Mine was a Blitz.
Which one's that one?
It's like it was like a blue one like this, and then like you slid up, and it was like a keyboard.
Oh my God, that is so dude, I was always jealous of the
Damn.
the flip ups ones or the ones that sounded cool like in Zoe 101.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My friend.
I don't think this one was cool, like in hindsight. But
it was.
There was definitely other cooler ones that slid up like that.
That's how I feel. I feel like my phone was like I had the feature, but it wasn't. Like, it wasn't the cool like phone.
Bitch, this is cool.
Yeah.
You have the whole keyboard.
Bitch, that's like a wannabe BlackBerry, girl.
Yeah,
you were like,
that's why.
You were the BlackBerry dupe.
That's embarrassing,
dude. But
that was the raspberry.
Like...
That was the blueberry.
That's crazy.
Damn. Talking about bootleg.
No.
Okay, while we fix this, I'm gonna remind you guys that we are having a class with Kandy Cocktails on March 24th.
Yes, we will be having 2 classes. So if you can't make it to the 2 p.m. on March 24th, then you better make it to the 5 p.m. on March 24th. Because by 5 p.m., we're going to be
fucked up.
Right.
Yeah. And guys, you guys are going to get a bang for your buck. It's not just going to be lessons of margaritas, how to make a margarita. You're going to get the opportunity to meet us, to chat with us, to vibe with us. And it's meal included, you guys. You guys are going to have a meal. So we're going to get like a break where we're going to eat, and it's going to be at this really cool club called Killer Queens. If you guys from the area, you guys have probably been there. It's super going to be like just fun. The vibes are going to be immaculate, and we are definitely looking forward to hanging out with you guys and having a great time. So I truly hope that you guys can make it, especially since you guys have been mentioning that this is something that you guys have been wanting to do. You guys have been wanting to meet us, and we've been wanting to do that, and we just thought like, what better way than to have this cool experience where it's not just like, a quick like a picture, but it's going to be like a whole 2-hour thing where we're going to get to talk, and we're going to get to socialize, and we're going to get to really like have fun and laugh and have a drink together and have like dinner together, so it's going to be really, really fun, guys. I really hope you guys can join us. We are super excited, like literally like super fucking excited. So
literally
hope that you guys can definitely make it.
I'm excited because that's when I'm allowing myself to drink again.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that.
So,
how was your marathon, you guys? Steph did another one.
It was a half. It's a half.
Playing.
It's a half marathon. This one was really cool because it was on the Strip in Vegas, and they had at a certain. I don't know if you guys know they were building like a new hotel.
No.
The resort?
Yeah. It's nice. It's cool. But when you ran by it, they had a camera set up, and it would put you on this big ass like screen on the hotel. And when I was coming back, like when I was already like towards the end, I think it was like mile 10 or some shit, I ran by it and there was nobody there anymore because everyone had kind of already ran by. So I got to be on the screen by myself.
Hey.
I was like, hey.
Did you film
I had a video. I'll post
the way I
it.
would have been like
yeah, low key, I was like, oh, bitch, that's me.
Let me get on my good side. I'm like, that side.
Yeah, but it was really fun, and it was cool because they closed down like the entire Strip.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a really good
How do you
one.
feel? This is your second half marathon. How does it feel to like, do you feel different? Does the first and the second one feel different?
Oh my God, I feel like an athlete right now.
Okay,
like I'm being interviewed after my game, my big game.
Okay.
Go ahead, Stephanie Bolt.
Go off.
No, it was cool. I definitely feel better because last time at night, like I was literally crying my eyeballs out from the pain in my legs. And like my boyfriend had to literally like pick up my leg and like move it around because I couldn't fucking walk. And this time I'm chilling. Like my race was yesterday. I've been walking and I feel sore, but I'm not injured, which was nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I feel very, very good physically. Like I'm proud of myself, low key.
Girl, we're proud of you. What the fuck?
Thank you.
You're an animal, basically.
Not
a beast.
an animal.
A beast.
A beast. I was like, wait a minute.
Hey, an animal.
She's
if you had to be
An
animal, yeah, hey, bitch, you're a cheetah.
animal.
Cheetahs run like
Okay,
62 miles per hour and they can sprint.
Guys, this is so funny because I'm such a slow runner. Like
she's a turtle, you guys.
Yeah, like I'm a slow and steady kind of girl.
Hey, slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, but actually right now I'm gonna start training for speed because my pace is kind of ass. But I don't fucking care because I'm only in competition with myself.
Period.
And I did cut down my time by 10 minutes than the last one.
Okay, that's a progression.
To be fair though,
10 minutes is a lot. That's crazy.
This one was flat though, and the one in Pasadena had so many hills.
Okay.
I feel like that's also why
Of course,
I
bet.
thought I was gonna die. And I learned a lot of things. I learned the right underwear is very important because all the entire inside of my leg is cut up. because the underwear I was wearing.
Would you wear a thong?
No, I wore like a cotton boxer kind of thing, and I normally wear like seamless. I also got my period yesterday, and I get terrible periods. So the whole time I was like popping painkillers, which I think helped too. But I do want to say that you can that shit's hard. Like that's hard to do it when all these dumbass shit's happening to you. So yeah, I have a rash like all in between my legs, and then I have a blister on my toe. But it's not like I don't know why it sounds worse.
It's worse than what it is. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you because I feel like you could have easily been discouraged the first time, you know, with your knee and your leg and everything. You could have been like, no, it's gonna happen again or whatever. But the fact that you said no, and you even drove all the way to fucking Las Vegas to do it, like the determination is there, the will, the strength. Like I'm so proud of you. Like I'm genuinely happy that you found like a passion in that. You know, that's so cool that you want to keep improving. Besides everything, like,
dude, like on my way back, I was like looking at videos of people and stuff, and like now I'm like, fuck, like I know I'm like really slow right now, but I want to get to a point where I can like qualify for like the big ass marathons. I haven't even ran my first marathon, but like I feel like
goal.
Dream big, like I know 100%. Like I'm like, because if you run, I think there's 5, which is not the LA. I don't know if it's
Boston
like
Marathon?
Boston Marathon, New York Marathon, I think Tokyo, London, and Berlin. You get your name on like this fat ass, I don't even know what it is. It's like a mural, and they engrave your name on it. But you have to qualify for those marathons. Like you can't just run them. So that's my new life goal is to qualify for all those marathons. And
my goal is me to go with you to every single
yes.
I'm trying to travel.
I was staying in the Paris hotel, and I told my boyfriend, I was like, oh my gosh, like we should go to Paris and I should run a marathon there. Like,
dude,
I'm so excited.
Might as well. I mean, kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Girl, do it.
It was on your last day of your trip though, so you can rest on the 14-hour flight back.
Yeah. That's true.
That's actually really smart.
Or do it at the beginning so I could rest for a few days and then, you know, travel and shit.
How was your flight, Isis? I know you just got back from Sacramento today.
I literally went for no reason because the way I didn't even get to testify, I delayed my flight. How my company paid for the charge to get the later flight, and then I still wasn't able to like give my public comment because they were still speaking at 7 and my flight was boarding 7:10, and I got on. I was not. Today has been like by God's grace that I've been able to make my flights. I was supposed to get on my flight this morning at 8:40. I was at the airport at 8:45.
You left today?
Yes, I left today. Yeah, I left today. I left today in the morning. I had my flight at 9, and my original flight was supposed to come back at 5. My 9 o'clock flight, it was boarding at 8:40. I literally made it on the plane like 8:50 something. Like I was jarred in this last one. It was already like 7:17, and then my flight had boarded at 7:10. And I'm going through like there's like a line I have clear so I get to like cut through. Yeah. But then you still have to go through the lines with TSA because I don't have pre-check. Well, my boss said I could get pre-check on them, so I will be applying. But I had to go, and I'm like telling people, I'm like, can I please cut? Like my plane is boarding right now. And then of course the line, the thing to go through security, you know how they check like your computer thing? Why the fuck the bitch in front of me, they called every other motherfucking supervisor on there to come check her bag. I'm like, if you don't pull that bitch's fucking luggage to the side and allow the next one to go, I was literally like, I was about to stick my whole hand through that fucking thing and get my shit out by myself.
Oh, that's so
So I ran, and then I was running over. I'm like, oh God, I felt like I was on my 13.1 mile.
Everyone thank Isis for being here today.
That was a marathon for her,
bro.
baby.
I was there like scanning my, give me a second.
No, bro, but carrying shit and running, and for some reason the airport floor is heavy,
bro.
Like you can't run in that bitch.
Why did my ankle cut? I was like, oh hell no. I'm like, this is why I don't be doing this running shit. Like, nah, but I made it. I'm here, so that's all that matters. Yeah.
When you say make your public comment, like what was that about?
So they passed like this law to reserve. I don't want to put too many details because I don't want y'all trying to find me. But they passed this law to reserve a certain amount of like federal money so that it could help support so the money's coming for like the Department of Transportation. So they're doing like a lot of stuff for like manufacturing, you know, infrastructure and things like that. And so what they want to do in order to have equity in mind is hire people that are, you know, underserved, that live in those communities that don't typically make part of like those corporations. So for example, construction, right? Construction is heavily Hispanic. And there's like a disregard where sometimes Black people will get hired. They'll make their quota in terms of how many Black people they hired on, and then they fire them 2 weeks later, and they keep on like predominantly people who are either family, friends, or like they're Hispanic. So, you know, that's when we talk about like equity, you know, and stuff like that, like equality. Sometimes it looks different. Sometimes it's like Black people being marginalized at the benefit of like Hispanic people, right? Like it's being specific in construction. But so this money is just to make sure that if you're got a project in Inglewood, that you're hiring like Black people from Inglewood, and as well as like others, right? So it could be Cambodian, it can be, you know, Pacific Islander, whatever that makes up that demographic. Like you're hiring locally, so you're not just sourcing and getting people from like the Inland Empire to drive 2 hours to come get this job at Inglewood. You know, but it's like no, someone around the corners here, so your local economy is also growing as part of that. So that was just
and how does the money ensure that happens?
So that's what the hearing was about. The hearing was about like how do you implement that? So like how do you create best practices so that there can be something that's standardized, so that when the money is coming in and it's available, it's like, oh, here's this form, follow this form. Here's this, follow this. So it's just like, how do you standardize these practices so that it becomes like a regular practice? Yeah. So there's like different things. Yeah.
It's so wild because like when you go to uni, you think uni. I'm over here talking like fuck
uni.
Yeah. I love the uni.
Literally.
Yeah. I know you're talking about love. Don't worry.
Thank you. I watch too much Love Island.
It's all right.
It's so funny how like you grow up and you know about like the jobs like doctor and police officer and nurse, like the basic ones, but you don't actually hear about jobs like yours. You know, like. I mean, yeah, there's politics, but that's so broad.
Yeah, it's so broad. Yeah. And you know what? Even that, so a part of that committee hearing was talking about like apprenticeships. So apprenticeships are like a career pathway in which you could get like education and they pay you. So let's say you want to be an electrician, you want to be a plumber, you want to be a welder, or even like a technician, especially now that there's a lot of jobs coming for manufacturing. So if you want to be a machine operator, there's going to be a lot of money for that. So if you're connected to like every county, if you're in California, probably other states too, because it's a federal program, they have like workforce boards that help you get training. So, you know, for me, why I think it's super important, even though I did go to college and I think it's beneficial to me because I obviously required a degree for my career field. People don't go to apprenticeships. We need welders, we need plumbers, we need electricians, we need linemen. We need like a bunch of careers that don't require 4-year education. And it's just like, you're right. We don't get told that. And we especially don't get exposed to those degrees when you're first generation Latino. Your parents say you have to go to college. You have to be a nurse. You have to be a doctor. You have to be, and it's just like, your parents probably don't even know how to fill out FAFSA. You don't even have the resources to maybe apply for the schools that you want. I could say, fortunately for me, it was an advantage that my mom was low income in terms of her tax bracket, because I was able to get a grant from UCR and from the federal government Pell Grant that covered all my school expenses, you know. But it's just like, there's a lot of jobs where you can make more money. Apprenticeships in their lifetime earn $300,000 more than people who don't even have, who just get like regular jobs
or don't apply to a job.
Yeah, so it's just like, you guys like connect to your local apprentice. You do not have to be stuck at a desk job that you're not happy with. You do not have to be stuck at a warehouse job that you're not happy with. And the caveat, you are not happy with. If you are happy working at whatever place you are now, great, that's a benefit to you. But if you want something that's like family sustaining wages, where you're going to be able to like lift your family up out of poverty or lift them up out of like whatever cycle that you feel has been disadvantaged to you, I mean, there's good opportunities where you do not have to pay, and they'll pay for you to learn. Like they will literally pay for your education. You'll be taking community college courses, and then you graduate, and then you're journey level, and then you're making like $39 an hour. Like, come on.
Definitely. And also, guys, like I feel like a narrative that I hear a lot is, oh, well, I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to go through the process, the schooling or the learning, whatnot. So people rather stay complacent in jobs that they don't really like, and they're getting paid minimum wage. And it's like, you know, maybe you might not like it, but wouldn't you rather go through that and like be at a job that you might also not like, but be getting paid, like you said, $30-something an hour? It just kind of, you know, it makes more sense. Like, you know, at least I would say it would make sense to put in that extra effort, especially if you're getting paid for it. You know, maybe it might not be something you're like jumping over the moon over, but it's definitely beats working at a warehouse, working at McDonald's, like working at, you know, these jobs that are not really gonna make a living for you.
Yeah. And I think especially like, and it's not even just get it just because you can pay well, you know, because I do think like we are at the fortunate age where it's just like, if you are making the transition, go be exposed. Go to a local union and be like, you know what? I've always loved cooking. Maybe I'll go get an apprenticeship in like the hospitality industry. You can go be even a bartender or mixologist. That's you can get an apprenticeship for that.
Girl, you can get an apprenticeship for that?
Yes,
Where?
absolutely.
Where do you find out apprenticeships? So, is there like a county website or something?
So there's different locations. So you could go to your local county, and then your county, they have a workforce development board. You could reach out to your workforce development board, ask them if they pay for any trainings for it, they have any apprenticeships, they can give you a list. But if you also go to, I think it's like North California Alliance for Trades or something like that. I have to break that up. Or Southern California, below, You can also look at what are the apprenticeships are. Or like you can Google like apprenticeship. I can't think of the name right now. I blinked. But like you can look up like state apprenticeship agency, and then they should link you. Oh no, the Department of Apprenticeship Standards. They will list all the registered apprenticeships if you're in the state of California. Department of Apprenticeship Standards. They'll list all the apprenticeships, and you can see what's available.
You honestly got me at like bartending mixologist, because not just because we're like about to do this cool class and like I'm looking forward to it, but last weekend I went to the club, you guys, with my friend, and I was just like mesmerized by this bartender. He was pretty hot, you know, so I was like, damn. But not only was he hot, but he was just like, damn, he's doing the damn thing, you know, like mixing his little drinks, and, you know, he just really was doing that shit. I was like, damn, it was low-key hot, like, you know, grabbing like bottles and swinging them around, and, you know, just, it was really dope.
An alcoholic's dream, if you will.
And honestly, me and my
she's like waving bottles in my face, like, come on.
And you're good looking. No, and literally me and my friend were like, dude, we should like do like a little like mobile like bar on the go, you know, like get hired, you know, just for extra income, you know, like why not? Like that'd be super fun. And not also too, like I hate to be like that person, because, you know, I don't know, but pretty privilege is like such like a real thing.
Why do you hate to be that person?
I don't know. I just feel like, you know.
No, I don't know. Tell me. Like, what makes you uncomfortable about like admitting that you're like good looking?
So you agree? You think you're pretty?
No, because I always tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, I really am that bitch. And you do. And then when you need to say it to others, like, you get so shy.
I know.
Bitch, you don't be looking at yourself and saying that?
I do.
You're out your goddamn mind.
And you, like, value your own opinion more than anyone. So why, like, admit it to the bitches. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm hot. I'm beautiful. I'm just saying. No, but we got to the club that day, and I was with my friend, and the photographer came up to us and was like, hey, like, would you guys mind if I use you guys as like to promote the club? I guess they had rebranded it and stuff, and they wanted to like put some content out. And he was like, I'll give you guys like a free section and a bottle and like, or drinks from the bar, whatever you guys want, like just for the night. Ooh. And then it was so fun. Like he had us take pictures by the bar, pictures on the dance floor, pictures on the section, pictures by the DJ. Like, dude, he had us everywhere. Like, oh. And I just thought, dude, like, well, it was fun. Like,
we just went out. Love that. What the fuck?
Yeah, we just went out like just for funsies, you know, just to like get a drink and like dance. And literally like it just turned out to be like a little fun photo shoot, and like it was fun.
Hey, dinner, a night out, a photo shoot, free drink. Girl, that was like, you should have fucking played the lotto, bitch.
I know. And I think that's when I was like, you know what? Like, maybe me and her, I was like, dude, me and you, we should do like a little bartending, like mobile. Maybe because we're cute, maybe they'll hire us more.
100 million.
100%. Yeah. I've always said like the mobile bartending thing, like for sure. Like, I just feel like if you're a hot bitch, you should, anything that requires you being pretty and like requires minimal effort, like, y'all could do it. Or if you're not that pretty, but you got fat ass and fat titties, you know what? The COVID is still around. You could put a mask.
A black one to go with everything.
Throw some shades on, you know.
That's how I feel about waitressing. Like, if you're pretty, bitch, be a waitress.
Dude, oh my god, right now that you said the black one that goes with everything, did you guys see that video of those two white girls in Sephora who were doing blackface with the foundation?
Oh my god, yeah, I did see that.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the, like, it was like in this
year, day and age, during like, Black History Month.
Literally, how old were they?
Grown. They were like 17, like 18,
old
like,
enough to have some sense.
To know like that's not cool.
Because why did they purposely go and put on black foundation on their white faces at Sephora? Like it weren't just testing,
and it didn't even look like they were actually trying to blend it in. It looked like they just
no one told
put
them
a bunch
anything?
of like foundation on, and it looked like they just like smeared it all over their face. Like
nadie les dijo nada.
No, yeah, that's why it went viral because people were like recording them, like, "Hey, that's wrong. Like, what are you guys doing?" A Sephora worker
told them like that was inappropriate, and she told the chaperone, like, "Do you think that that's fine? Like, that's okay?" And she's like, "What? Like, that's like was just excusing the behavior."
What? And where was this?
I don't remember, but it was in a Sephora though.
Yeah, it was in Sephora.
Dude,
I never not just like
I saw a video on TikTok where it was a white woman like starting her makeup, and the caption was there are no rules with makeup, and she started by contouring the like not like a bronzy look, like that shit was at least 5 shades darker, and she started like she contoured her whole face. And then she added a shit ton of concealer on top, and then she added her foundation, and everyone was like, why was it necessary to start off with like essentially like blackfacing first?
Oh my god.
I was tripping because I was like, fuck, like
did her makeup look nice?
Yeah, it ended up looking normal, but it was just like why like a lot of people were just saying like yeah, because she like it was a clear shot of like her essentially in blackface. Oh. It wasn't like, oh, you know, like kind of like this.
Like, you know what the fuck you were doing, bitch?
Yeah. Like, why?
Okay, I need
you
know
you're gonna get a reaction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let me see if I can look it up because that's
like, she wanted her little moment of
yeah, because the caption was there are no rules.
Exactly. Like, and then why say that too? It feels a little backhanded. Like, girl. You know what the heck you're doing.
And I feel like that reminds of like in 2018 there was like this big old scandal of like these girls doing blackfishing. So blackfishing is a term essentially when someone online is pretending to be or is presenting to be like black or mixed race on social media. And it happened because there was these it's always like European people, like all shade to the Europeans. Like I'm gonna be colonizers. Yeah. In Germany, shade.
What? I was gonna say in my worst accent possible, like
fuck y'all.
Okay. Love. I'm not even fucking you.
Yes. Okay. All shade to the Europeans.
Not taking love. Dude, I can't. Oh, I wish I need to practice my European accent. Dude, I suck so bad. I can only say certain words really good. But like, ask me to say a sentence and I can't fucking. I don't sound. I sound fucking
from the UK.
Whitewashed.
London.
Would
you be from London or
Winston?
I'd be
from Mexico. I don't know. I cannot.
No, dude. My favorite is the British Mexicans.
What is it? How do you say
it's just Mexicans, obviously, that are living in London. So when they speak English, obviously they have an English accent. But it's so, I don't know, it just sounds so cool. I feel like the transition sounds so much better than like American English into like Spanish Mexican.
Maybe they feel that way about us.
No. They definitely do not.
No, you're
like
right.
literally no.
No, like I'm all chewing gum. I'm like, no, literally. And I started watching Awkward again, so I've been talking like Sadie.
Oh, I love Awkward.
Okay,
I'm so sorry. We're getting hella
No, I was about to say that show.
We could finish the thought.
That show is so. I feel like if people watch it right now, it's so controversial, especially in that sense of like,
really,
very stereotypical like things about Asians, black people, even fucking. Oh my god, what was the one I saw today? Like about weight. They comment so much on weight, on eating disorders. Like that shit is. It should not be. That's why it's hard to find. You can only find it on like Paramount Plus, and it has like 1,000 commercials.
Dude, and honestly, like, but
like,
that's
please stop watching.
Don't keep going.
No, but honestly, like, I feel like that's every movie in the 2000s, and like, like
some push it though. Some
really
go off.
For sure. But I mean, like, I feel like it's hard to like, at least if it's like in the comedy genre or like even rom-com, like, you know, like things like that. I feel like it's hard to watch a movie that doesn't have at least some kind of like joke that now wouldn't slide.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what blows my mind though, coming back to the whole blackfishing thing, when famous people do it.
Like, you don't need the attention, love.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you guys remember when Orange Is the New Black was like huge. An actress did it with the I don't know, did you guys watch that show?
I did. What? Who?
It's the girl I think who did Footloose. I know you know this. Well, I hope you know this bitch, but
I hope I don't know her.
Yeah, let me see. Footloose cast. What's her name?
Fuck? That's crazy.
Footloose cast, new 2011. Let me see. Julianne Hough. Julianne Hough.
She was in. Oh shit!
In the
she
new
played
one.
a character. And then she did like a yeah. I remember I saw that.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
I remember I saw that.
That was her character, or
No,
She was
this is her
cosplaying.
cosplaying her for Halloween. She's white.
But she painted herself like a deep tan, like a black. Essentially, she was
This
trying
is
to
her.
pretend she was black. That's such a. I don't know why people still do blackface.
That shit was. That's what I'm saying. Like, as a famous person, don't you have any fucking conscience to be like, maybe I shouldn't fucking do this?
But I feel like probably speaks to like who is she surrounding herself to.
that because like the
true.
whole like Kendall Jenner.
I'm like, what's her name? Kendall Jenner?
Kendall Jenner.
I promise you guys, I have not drank.
Kendall
I'm
Jenner.
sober right now. Not one lick of liquors in me. I don't know what.
Y
the
no
hell
porque
going
no
on.
quería, okay?
No, I was really about to, but I was like, you know what, guys, I'm back to the gym today. Like, let me not fuck up my day by drinking alcohol. But like when she did the Pepsi commercial,
Oh my fucking
God.
God. I
That
forgot
was,
about that.
like nobody around her was like, that's not a good idea. Like maybe we shouldn't.
But I don't
was
blame
insane.
her. I actually don't blame her. I
How could
totally
you not
blame.
though? But how could you not like yourself rationalize?
I
it?
blame
Like,
Pepsi. Pepsi is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They should have been ran through their one public relations team. Two, they should have had a culture congruency team. They should have had some kind of diversity, equity, and inclusion already a part. So it would have never got to this point. I feel like obviously yes, she's a part, but think about it. She's just thinking about her check. We know these people are all about monetization, capitalization.
yeah,
But
but we're alluding to like this girl. How does she not think about, hey, this is just something?
Yeah,
that I
for sure,
shouldn't do?
for sure
So
she
that's-
should have
That's
stopped.
why I meant like the
It's-
comparison, like as a white woman, another woman, and
But I also feel like for them to act that way, being surrounded so much by black culture, like I feel like
Yes.
should be more conscientious about things.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. Like, I hate hating on the Kardashians because it's like hating on the Swifties. Like, y'all get crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of Kardashian fans. It's cool. Like those bitches are billionaires. We could talk a little shit.
Yeah, but it's just crazy to me how they literally gaslight everyone and everyone just fucking goes with it. Because
Yeah.
like the fact that they completely transformed their body now they're super thin and slender and like long, as opposed to, for so long taking advantage of the curvy
Yeah.
look. Like it blows my mind that these bitches don't have more conscience because they have a lot of black culture surrounding them. Like, and how Kendall, I think it was Kylie, somebody stole, like, they steal a lot of their designs.
like,
Yeah.
All of them.
Yes.
It's been all of them.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Chloe,
insane to
Kim,
me.
kind
Like,
of,
I don't know. Y'all don't got no friends. Like,
y'all got nothing else to watch.
Y'all can check in with your baby daddies. Like, what is it? You
like,
know? Like, I
oh my
just
God.
feel-
Yeah.
It frustrates me, but
What about Latino fishing?
I did see like a video recently of like some white girl who like was wearing. She's the one who started the. Did you guys see on TikTok the copy and paste Latina?
no.
No, there was a trend of copy and paste Latina, essentially where you're like brown eyes, your eyebrows, dark brown, long hair, and it's like copy and paste Latina. And she like I guess was started being one of the first faces of the copy and paste Latina, and the whole time she's this blonde hair, blue eyed girl who purposely wears like black contacts to cover the whole like her whole eyes so that she could present to be Latina. But
And
the
she
whole
got a
time
wig
was
on?
white.
No, she dyed her
No,
hair.
she dyed her hair.
Oh, she dyed her brown.
And you know what she did? I could tell she was trying to be Latina because she also did that box dye. You could tell she did not go to no.
She didn't go to the salon?
No salon. Like she did. I was like, damn girl, at least you played the part right.
She's
you know.
committed.
Yeah, but yeah. So what do you guys think about that?
The contact thing was insane to me because especially if you're Latino, you know that there's Latinos of all fucking sorts. Bitch. You
Right.
could have kept your blue eyes, like,
Right.
because they look like devil eyes, like
Yeah.
completely
Oh,
black.
like they're blacked
Completely
out.
black, yeah.
That's crazy.
Completely.
That's what
black.
I'm saying. And she had her eyebrows super thin too. No,
Yeah,
it was
she
crazy. Like she was
committed.
going into very Selena fucking looking kind of like
Yeah.
very long hair,
Yeah.
straight hair. It was crazy.
Those
but her
ELD
mom, dude,
bitches.
is like the whitest bitch on the planet.
She
Yeah.
herself
Bitch in
is
a
the
kind
whitest
way.
bitch in the thing.
Yeah, like when you
I
see
mean
the
it unkindly.
comparisons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like, me, I'm unkind.
I'm actually curious. What do you think when you see like blackfishing and like Latino fishing? Like, what does your mind go to about like these people? Like, they obviously want attention. They want. I'm going as far as to say like acceptance. They want the clout. They want, all of that. But like, what do you think when you like see those things?
I feel like to me it's like they want the proximity to culture but they don't care about the implications that these people have suffered at the hands of, you know, white people. Like, let's be honest. There was a law passed. It was a Crown Act, and that was passed. Why? To prohibit and penalize schools and employers from discriminating against people of color, Black people, from being prohibited like jobs or being penalized for their hair.
I actually heard about that.
You know, so it when you think about it, it's just like, so you're obviously, this example of this blonde hair, blue-eyed girl with straight hair is not the same, right? But like the implication can be, let's say somebody's applying. Rachel Dawson. Do you guys know who Rachel Dawson is? So there was this white lady who pretended to be Black and actually infiltrated the NAACP like chapter and became a president representing like Black people at the NAACP. And she's this whole time this white woman who's just like, again, getting. I'm trying to put my thoughts together. Sorry, hold up. I'm thinking a lot of things, and when I'm just gonna answer your question.
Essentially, like I feel like this is what you're trying to say. Almost like
they get
like how the white girl, she was like very not cholita, but kind of giving cholita vibes. Like how a cholita would be very marginalized and judged, as opposed to this white woman who's kind of
being praised,
appropriating that. Like, oh yeah, like this is, look how good I look in this. Like I like feeling Latina, something like that.
Yeah, exactly that point. It's just saying like that, like, how come we are looked down upon, right? A Black woman, if she were to go into a job offer, Black women have been discriminated against because they've gone in with their natural hair. Black women, a lot of news anchors, they talk about how they have to straighten their hair for appearance because that's what's deemed clean, tidy, professional. So it's just like, when we're looking at what are the standards, these standards are usually what? White standards, right? Having tidy hair, right? Even a lot of Latinos, they have identity with curly hair. They want to have straight hair. They're like, oh my God, straight hair is so much better. Now it's different. But I could definitely say when I was growing up, I felt like I should have had straight hair. Like I felt like my hair's so messy, it looks crazy, and it's just
I feel
that's
like
just
even
my hair.
still now, like people, like, you know, like when you wear your hair natural and then you straighten it, people like, oh, like me with straight hair right now, but like it is a thing, you know, where people are like, oh my God, you straighten your hair, you look so pretty. And it's like, bitch, my hair's fucking cute. Like you're mad because you don't have curly hair.
Right. And do you think the trends like on social media, like TikTok, have a direct impact on these like real world problems?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's also too why that's a problem. There's a problem why that white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes is putting Black hair and black contacts on so she could look Latina. So what does that mean? That means that she's now taking the finite resources that are available to Latino creators or Black creators, and she's now getting these opportunities that otherwise would have been presented to people who she's trying to be like. She's putting on a costume. But we have to come up and be Latinas, right? Just like Kim Kardashian, when she had those little braids and they were calling them the Bodak braids. They were cornrows, babe. They're cornrows. So that's what I'm saying. That's appropriation. Because now not only is Kim edgy, not only is she a revolutionary, she just started Bodak braids. We had never heard of Bodak braids.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then white bitches, what do they want to start having? Bodak braids. But let a Black woman come into a place of employment and want to apply for a high level degree job with those cornrows. How would she be presented? So that's what I'm saying. It's like there's a cross of a bunch of things. So it's like, one, we're saying one group of people, they're wrong for that's trashy, that's ghetto, that's less than, but we're praising the other group of people for being revolutionary, for starting trends, for being edgy, and that's acceptable.
Do you think there's you know, like the real world, like the corporate world, like where, you know, people gotta wear suits and, you know, do all that stuff? Do you think there's like can we say there's an overlap though, you know, whereas that's serious and this is like, I'm not trying to excuse, by the way, I'm just trying to like where social media is just for fun, you know? So why would someone be scrutinized for just trying to be cute, trying to do like fun shit? That's the way they're painting it out to be, right? But when you're comparing it to like, okay, but then this girl's trying to get like this job interview and she's, you know, she's being discriminated because of her hair, but when this girl's doing it, I mean, we can make the distinction, right? A job interview setting is completely serious compared to sitting in a bedroom and just doing it is completely unserious. You know, so is it unfair to kind of put them two together and try to be like, why isn't Kim Kardashian, so to say, getting all this backlash for just doing it for funsies, so to say, and I'm saying in quotes, as opposed to a woman that's like actually trying to get a job. I mean, I agree. Hair shouldn't be a fucking issue. Like, bitch, it's fucking hair. Let people like be themselves. If that's their natural hair, it's their natural hair. You know, why is that an issue? But I'm just trying to like wrap my mind around how it's you know what I mean? Like,
I think because pop culture kind of creates the real world that you're living in. I feel like that's why we're so dystopian, because whatever's shown to us is kind of the reality you're living in, because we're so attached, especially in now day and age, you know, to our phones, that we don't really have even like the community anymore, you know, whatever. But like, it's hard to create that, like it creates ignorant kids, I would say, because it's the kids who are watching it. It's the younger generations that are like, oh, you know, like this is okay because this bitch I saw on TV do it. And it's the same thing with kind of like how representation matters, like on screen too.
You know, and I could see that too as like a little kid maybe seeing Kim Kardashian, you know, have this hairstyle, right? And then they put it on themselves. Maybe let's say a black girl does it herself.
Yeah, or she goes to school, but she's white.
Feeling like proud, or I'm gonna say like a little black girl feeling like proud, feeling like hot, feeling cute, whatever. And then, but when she goes out in the real world, she's getting like shit for it.
Yeah.
Or there's like that disconnect.
In that sense too, and also almost like if a white girl does it and goes to school, she's not gonna get as like frowned upon as if
not here in the IE. She's gonna get flamed out here in the IE.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I mean? Like,
but you know,
I feel like it creates pop culture almost creates the reality. That's why it's sometimes like I feel like people kind of look down like, oh, you work in this, or like with entertainment. But I feel like it creates the reality of the people that don't have, I guess, the struggles. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know and you just see some famous bitch doing it, you're gonna do it without knowing that some people get really, really hurt for this simple thing as hair.
Yeah, they get penalized in life, and that's what I think. I think it's like the discrimination. It's not that some little random girl in Ontario, California is gonna go put on braids and like everyone's gonna tell her she's cute. No, it's that a black girl in Ontario, California got denied the opportunity of a place of employment, got denied the promotion because she was not deemed acceptable by something that is just her hair, an extension of her. So it doesn't, it's like anyone could say the N-word, but that, and not be racist. But the cause is you can never take away the racism that is the foundation of the N-word. And that's why we have to make a concerted effort as people of color. And that's why there's a division between, that's why people say BIPOC, Black Indigenous people of color. Black people, they do want to differentiate themselves sometimes when they group in people of color, because there's a lot of intersection, right? There's one thing like us, we're Latinas, we're women. So there's an intersection. One, we're facing sexism, and then sometimes we're also facing racism, right? But then it's like when you look at the N-word, it's like, well, why can't I say it? I'm saying it to my homie, like my homie knows like I'm not racist. Right. Your homie knows that they're not racist, but do their grandparents, who if they're at least 60 or 70 years of age, lived through the civil rights movement and had to be subjugated to racism, had to be oppressed, didn't have the right to vote? I mean, this is something that happened in like 2 generations worth. Do you get me?
And not even that. I feel like I want to talk about Daryl George too, because he got suspended from school multiple times for his dreadlocks. You said that, right? I don't remember if you said that. Yeah. Okay. And when I read the article, I was really what really stood out to me was that they mentioned in the article like, oh, he's had a lot of behavioral problems, which really had nothing to do with his hair or what the entire article was about. But I was like, oh, they just threw that in there. So now you have the
he's
also prejudice of it wasn't just about the hair. He's also getting in trouble a lot, as opposed to like my little brother when he was in school in Oregon, he was in a like 99% white school, and a picture went around of this little boy with a gun, and that was saying like, oh, I'm gonna shoot up the school or whatever. That little boy did not get expelled. Oh, you know what I mean? So like, if that's all they said, that's all they came out, and I'm like, but if it would have been, and we were scared because we were like, the fuck. I told my little brother, I was like, yo, don't talk to him. And he's the one who showed me. Like, because he sent it, I guess, around like the fucking little 6th grade class, or I don't remember what grade he was. He was so little, you know what I mean?
And I'm only bringing these points up because I know there's people watching that are going to play devil's advocate in that way. So I want to mention it so you guys can be like, okay, but this is really like what's about.
100%.
Yeah, and I think it should matter. I think absolutely should matter. Even if we can't be living in this world where if it doesn't affect us, it doesn't matter. Because one day it will come for you. You guys have to, like, us as Latino people, and this is why it's really important to know history. Like, And I don't blame first generation immigrants coming into this country, right? But we need to be honest. There's a lot of anti-Blackness in Latino communities, in Asian communities, Indian communities, Native, like there is a lot of anti-Blackness in our community. And when we come to the United States of America and we don't understand that the Black plight, thanks to Black people, we all got rights. The suffragettes, what we learned in school, that these white women, because we weren't told that they were only white women, because these white women came and were upset that they were not able to vote. They weren't upset because white men could vote. They were upset because Black men could vote. That Black men had more power and more rights than them. So they were not protesting.
What?
They were not protesting for their rights. They were protesting that why were they prohibited a right that Black men were able to get.
No
so when the
way.
suffragettes wanted their rights, they wanted it for white women. They were not asking for Latina women. They were not asking for Black women. They're not asking. But who fought for my rights? That's the civil rights movement of 1965. That was because of all of the Black people who were disenfranchised, the Black people who were enslaved, who were oppressed, who were brought to this nation forcibly, okay, and were stripped of all their rights. And then they're born here, and then you're like, actually, you're not really a citizen. You're like 3/5 of a person.
No.
So it's just like we have all these rights thanks to these Black people who fought, who put their lives on the line so that we could benefit. Their benefit was for them, but it benefited all. But it's just that these were not taught.
No, you know what's crazy too? I just saw one of those like TikTok interviews on the street of this he was a Black man, but he was British, and they asked him like, oh, like what was the craziest thing about America? Something like that. And he literally says like that at first glance, because he's a Black man, like people give him that prejudice, but as soon as he starts speaking with an accent, that like it completely changes their demeanor.
Oh wow.
That they're like, oh my gosh, like you have an accent, like, oh, you're like British or whatever. Like they completely switch up on him. And I was so tripped out by that. I was like, that's crazy. I don't know, that shit's insane.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And you know what's what I was gonna say about when you said like about first gen like kind of parents not admitting that kind of internalized racism.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even feel like they know sometimes. Like they're so ignorant because they just came to this country like not knowing anything, and they have no way of sharing that information with you.
Yeah. I would disagree. I feel like Latinos are super racist, and it comes from their country. In Honduras, there's Black people, there's garifonas, and people absolutely discriminate them because they're Black. So in Mexico, it's the same thing. There's Black people in Mexico. I didn't even know there was Black people in Mexico.
Yeah, and I agree with that sentiment, because there's been times where I've called out like my older family for saying some racist shit, and they get defensive, but I could see in the face like their shame, like the feelings of discomfort, and it's like they know that's obviously bad. So they know, they're not dumb. If they were in the right, and I say that quote unquote, they would not be feeling feelings of shame and embarrassment and defensiveness. They know that that is like a signal to this is probably not the right thing, and they don't want to admit it. They don't want to come to be like, you know what, you're right, maybe I shouldn't think like that. And that's a topic for another day as to why they don't do that. But they know, like at least my family, they fucking know, like they know.
I feel like maybe because I didn't have that many like elder. Like, I didn't have grandparents or anything like that. Yeah, like, my grandma died when I was super young. So, and then she was, like, from a pueblito. I feel like that's why I say that, too. Because my grandma was from, like, a little village. Like, even her living in the city was when my mom brought her over here. So, I feel like when I would ask her questions about, like, her times, like, she really didn't share with me anything.
For sure, because that's a more, like, homogeneous country. Everyone looks like, everyone's mestizo for the most part, But, like, your grandma, I don't want to use your family member, but like, let's say an aunt from Mexico comes to the United States, she doesn't have to be taught like racism and enslaved history to be racist. You get me? Like, it's let's be honest, it's embedded in our culture. There's colorists, right? Yeah. Even the fact that I'm light, people will always tell me when I was young and I would go to Honduras, oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're so white. The first thing they would tell me. And I was beautiful because I was beautiful already. You feel me?
To this day, I agree. Me too. And it still continues. My son is 4 and he's really white, and literally like that's one of the compliments he still gets from my family to this day. Está bien blanquito. Oh my God, que blanquito. Like that's, and I'm just like, like that's all I can do. Just be like
because let's say you have a second kid and they're not that blanquito. Now all you're gonna be is conscious like, oh, they're not telling him he's that cute because he's dark.
Exactly. And it's so funny how that also like, it's funny that you mentioned that You know what? I can't say this on this. I have to say it on the Patreon.
On the Patreon.
I have to say it on the. I'm gonna say it on the Patreon, guys. So let me take this opportunity to say, please sign up for the Patreon because I just thought about something that I really want to share, but I don't feel comfortable sharing it because I have family, and I have all these things that I don't want to share here. But it's something good. I want to save it for later. But
no, that's true. Because I was really dark when I was a little girl. Like my dad called me Prieta color de llanta. That was
and you're not even that, but
when I was young,
matters, but like
when I was young, I was really, 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 really dark because I was always in the sun.
So you're probably outside.
Yeah, I was like such a I was in the water. Yeah, like I was either in the pool or like with the manguera. Like I was always outside.
Love that.
I feel like that's why I'm like when I came back from in Vegas, it was sunny, and when I came back, it was raining, and I literally was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like I should just stay over there. But when I was little, I was really dark, and my older brother is not as. He's like, he would get tan, but like I was prieta. Like my skin tone is not dark, but like on the darker side. Yeah, when I was young, like I never showed you my picture.
I think I do remember darker.
Yeah, no,
I remember.
Let me see.
I feel like now I'm starting to tan, but when I was younger, I would get red.
Really?
I think that's just like a white.
I feel like I feel like I really wouldn't. Yeah, maybe I'll get a little bit red, but I feel like I didn't really like. No, I've never gone like super sunburn like that. Yeah, no. But yeah, I mean, I just think that there's a lot like of anti-blackness, like, you know, just really, and I think that's why it's important, you know, for us to have these conversations because, you know, Daryl George, right? He's a kid who has been prohibited from going to school in Texas, and the judge ruled that okay, let me start that over. Okay. And this is why it's important because Daryl George is a student that's prohibited from enjoying his senior year of high school in Texas, all because of his hair. And the judge ruled that there was no discrimination in the case, that because it was about length and not about style. And the legislator who wrote the Crown Act bill said, well, it's inferred that length would be because if you're aware of these styles like locks, dreads, depending on some not cornrows, like they all require length. So that's what I'm saying. Like we think things like, oh, that's bad. No, it's all a result of bad policy. Think about it. That legislator should have codified it in the legislation that length is included in what cannot be prohibited. So it's like people find loopholes. Yeah. And meanwhile, Daryl's case, my apologies. Daryl's case was that the religious exemption, that he needed his, you know, locks for religious exemption. It was tied to his ancestry.
And that could be true, but it's insane the lengths that he even has to go to defend his hair just because some fucking white people want to be malicious. Mm-hmm. And it's so sad. Like why like it still baffles me that in this day and age, like skin color, hair texture, body size, like looks are all still a topic of what the fuck. I sound British. The fuck. It's cool. They're all a topic of discussion. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's sad that I hate to sound like a pessimist, but it sucks to think that it's always gonna be that way. Like, I mean, it's important to have these discussions, so I'm glad that we're having them. So maybe we can't have a huge impact on the world, but we can start by checking ourselves, right?
No, but you can't,
like when we, you know, when those feelings and prejudice come up in us, you know, to check ourselves. That's absolutely the only way that we can start. And like in my family, I check my family when they say some shit. Like I check them, and that's what I try to do. That's me doing my part. And I feel like you guys watching. I don't want to sound like a pessimist, and I don't want to have that mentality because I feel like that's part of the problem, you know. So just
no, but there are things you could do because, like, even like the simple thing, like something so simple as like banning books in schools. A lot of these books are so like children's books of like topics about like women, black hair. Like they're a book of a dad learning how to do his daughter's hair, but banned? Yeah, they're literally being banned from schools. And I feel like when parents don't. I do sometimes feel like it has to do a lot with the parents and the communities in the school because I feel like it's up to the parents to go and demand
rally,
these things.
Like, hey,
for their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I always go back to that too. Like it has to be implemented into the kids. Like I hate when people are like, oh, this is too like too hard of a discussion to have with children. I'm
Hair?
like, I feel like it's not. Like
crazy.
it's really not that hard to have conversations that kids are gonna see anyways.
Exactly.
Like those are the parents that get mad when their kids listen to Cardi B and they want to attack Cardi B because they're listening to the music. Like, bitch,
like,
it's
no.
your job to
Right.
fucking
Yes.
parent.
Exactly.
You saw Cardi B put the music on pause as soon as her daughter came in. Because she knows her audience.
Exactly.
You know?
Like, it's not for her kid, and she knows. She literally says, "I'm not raising your fucking kids. Like you are. You're the one who has to teach them."
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that when we think of, that's why the little things do matter. That's why it does matter that a white girl gets to appropriate and wear cornrows when cornrows have a history for the Black community of helping people when they were escaping slavery. They would literally hide rice. They would with their hair, with their style designs, be able to point certain like landmarks so that they knew where to go. So it's like there's deep rooted history. So it's just like, yes, me wearing a hairstyle, it's not necessarily directly harming someone, but like if me wearing this hairstyle comes at other people being ridiculed or being penalized for the same hairstyle, is it worth it? Because then what? Then they go to the libraries and then they deny all the schools that are written by African Americans just because they're Black authors. That's it. In Texas, they're removing writers books just because sometimes either their context or the topic is Black. Like Black people, Black hair, you know, families, dads, and they just have Black authors. So that's it. So then it's going to be Black authors. Then it's going to be Latino authors. Then it's going to be Native. So it's like, we do have to care.
Yeah. And not just care, but I feel like as a society, we have to get better at leaning into the discomfort of things that we don't understand. I feel like when we get uncomfortable, we want to pull away and we want to remove, and we like this, like ban books and ban hairstyles and ban everything because we don't understand it and it makes us feel uncomfortable. And instead of like leaning into it and trying to understand it and being curious, we just want to like shut it down, you know? And I feel like it's hard to kind of get at least society people in a place where they can want to rally and create change when we can't even take the first step of sitting with discomfort.
Right.
We can't even take the first step of caring to fucking vote. Like, I feel like the amount of people that don't vote or just don't care about that, like, that actually does frustrate me a little bit. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Many people mistakenly believe that relationships should always be effortless to be considered successful. However, in reality, some of the strongest and most fulfilling relationships require effort and commitment from both parties involved. Therapy offers a valuable space where individuals can address and overcome challenges within various relationships, including those with friends, colleagues, romantic partners, or anyone else significant in their lives. It provides an opportunity to work through issues and cultivate healthier, more fulfilling connections. Although I have never been to therapy, my co-host Vanessa has, and thankfully, from the things she has learned, we have been able to set healthy boundaries and really connect in our friendship through the therapy that she has taken. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It is completely online, making it completely accessible and flexible to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, which you can switch over at any time with no additional charge. Become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit betterhelp.com/IEMBesties today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/IEMBesties. Her name's Ruth Gottesman. She donated $1 billion to the Albert Einstein School of Medicine in the Bronx. So tuition is gonna be free there for all future students.
Aww.
Isn't that so sweet?
That's
and
amazing.
and the crowd started like bawling their eyeballs out. It was so it's such a cute video.
One parent watching, they just finished paying off the tuition.
And the average, I think, loan is like $200,000.
Yeah, medical. A lot of people don't go to medical school for the sole reason that they can't afford it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really nice when I saw that. I was like, wow,
that's so sweet.
Yeah. So it just but it also blew my mind. The enormity of $1 billion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, think of how many billionaires there are in the world and how much change they could fucking make and just choose not to.
Who is Ruth? I'm sorry.
Her husband
was
like
an
an
Wall
early
Street
investor, like for Warren Buffett. Yeah, so like he obviously had a lot of money.
Yeah, her husband had a lot of money, but they were always doing like good shit, like good deeds and whatever. So she recently announced this one. I was like,
that is so kind.
Shout out to Ruth.
Yeah,
Ruth,
shout out to
girl,
Ruth.
Hey, you want to
girl.
come?
You don't need to donate $1 billion.
You
like,
don't.
Let's take
Like,
a little
honestly,
check.
just your presence would suffice.
And
girl.
$1 million check in your
Let
presence.
us interview, please.
$100,
for a
$200.
Small
Yeah.
fee.
This
They were all interviewing her for a fee.
This seat could be all yours.
They're very comfortable, girl. And shit. We'll buy you a new seat if you want.
Hey, she could buy us a new seat. Hey, matter of fact, bring your own seat.
I know you got some spare laying around. You don't use them.
Right. No, but I just want to like conclude that last point. Like, as you guys are hearing this, you know, like us talking about it, even talking about it, I think it matters. Like, if you guys have a chance, like when you hear your family, if they ever do make, you know, racist or prejudiced remarks, even correcting them. Because I feel like sometimes also we as people, we individualize the experience and then we stereotype people based on it. Like, you know, so just think about that. At the end of the day, we have to like stand up and fight for one another because one day they will come after you. Like, so you can't allow other marginalized groups to be in that position. But anyways, I'll close that.
And a little tip when it comes to correcting an older generation that does not always work, but sometimes it does, is before you hit them with the "you're wrong, don't say that, don't do this," first talk about understanding why they are that way. Like, hey mom, I totally understand why you think this way. You know, I know you grew up this way. I know you maybe had this experience. I know, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I want you to understand that you, like, I can understand why you feel these things, but I also want to let you know that these thoughts and feelings are harmful, and then you can jump into, you know, why. I've known that it doesn't always work because, you know, defensiveness is crazy in older generations, but it's worth a try to kind of come in with something soft, kind of lay out the work, and they'll be more open to hearing like the critic, like your, what is it, what the constructive criticism about how they can be better. So just in case any of y'all gonna come for your mommy and your
cannot be
daddy
held liable for any damages done.
Hey, feel free to send me a DM and I will send you resources.
Hey, feel free to record these conversations and send them to us so we can watch.
But imagine those people who are going to medical school now and they don't have $200,000 worth of like debt and they can just start making a whole bunch of money
and like change lives, save lives. That's what matters.
No, but
I
feel like it's just more of an incentive, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those dreams where as a little kid you're always like, oh, I want to be a doctor, and then you're like, wait, what do I gotta do? Yeah, I think it's really nice. I feel like free education is, I just think, I really do. I always tell you, like, I admire how educated you are. It's such an amazing quality to have.
Yeah, and again, I probably would have not like been inclined to learn this had it not been for. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you should ever approach people like arrogantly or like I know more than you. I mean, I only know like surface levels, right? There's people who have like actual doctorates degrees and these stuff, you know. So, but that doesn't mean it's not accessible to us all, you know. Like, but it's okay to also not know. Like,
of course.
A lot of people don't even know they're like a lot of black people are like, oh, dude, I didn't even know this until like Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's like even within like their own communities and their own groups, they're not aware, right?
Yeah. And I feel like it's you know, not everyone's gonna know everything. There's people to,
and don't feel bad if you don't know everything. I think it's great to learn something new. I feel like that's a big part of the human experience is learning, like being curious and wanting to learn, wanting to be educated. Like, if there's something you don't know about, ask questions, you know. Like, I think that's a cool part about being like, oh, I learned something new today. Like, that's dope. And I don't think there's such thing as like, oh, I should have known that already. I mean, maybe if our educational system was better, maybe we could have, but
maybe if I wasn't born in America,
that's not the case, sadly. So I think it's just good, you know, if you are being educated in something, to be excited about it and share the knowledge, right? Because what's the point of learning if you're not going to spread that, especially if it's something like as helpful as something that maybe I just might have shared today. So Definitely. Thank you, Isis, for sharing that and shedding some light on that. That was great.
Hey, and my head's feeling bigger because of all the new wrinkles I got.
Well, I'm signing up for uni tomorrow.
Hey, bitch, you better go to Albert Einstein School of Medicine. It's free.
On my way. Hey, you know what's funny? Actually, I am signing up for.
Oh, you are?
I'm going back to school.
Oh. Dude, I was gonna go back to school.
Yeah,
That's so awesome.
Back. I literally started the application today. I was on the phone with my admissions office at the university that I went at, and I was on the phone filling out my application, like, yeah. So it was really cool. I felt really like empowered. Like, I'm excited because I feel like back when I was 18 going to college, I didn't really have a good head on my shoulders. I was just partying and, I just in a toxic relationship. And I always have enjoyed school. I've always been a great student. I've always gotten good grades. I've always enjoyed learning. Even back then when I didn't know what I want to do, I did enjoy going to class. So school has never been something that I didn't see myself going back to. I just wanted to have like a better idea of what I wanted. And I think for a while I did kind of get stuck at like, oh, I'm too old now. Like I'm gonna be 26 or 27. And I just like, I don't know. But I think that some stuff has been happening in my life lately that I'm like, you know what? Like, this is going to be good for me. And even if it's not a degree that I'm going to use for forever, I do think it's going to be some like fulfilling. It's something that I do feel called to do. It's something that I do feel interested in. I feel excited thinking about doing it. So that's like always a good indication for me to do it. And also does not just learning and having like a degree, but also being able, what that degree provides, like being able to stand on my own 2 feet, not having to depend on others for anything, And so I'm excited. I gave myself a goal. I'm gonna turn 27 this year. I told myself by 30 I want to have my degree. So y'all better hold me accountable. And I'm saying it like proudly because I'm like locked in. Like I know I'm gonna do it for sure. So
do your credits still count?
Because I went there, and I mean they would have they don't expire, so it's fine. But
cool. So do you know how many you have left?
I practically finished my GEDs, so I never really did an actual. I never picked a major course. Yeah,
cool. You just did like
so I practically finished my GED, so you could say I have like an associate's right now, but I didn't. I need like maybe like 3 or 4 more GEDs to finish them. Okay. So not that much, but I'm technically gonna be jumping into my major at this point because I don't really have many GEDs. So I was talking about it with my aunt who has a master's in teaching. She's a teacher and she's awesome.
Love that.
Yeah, and she was like, girl, by 30 you could for sure have your degree. Like, and she's super motivating. I love her. She's so inspiring. And you too as well. Like I love when you speak. And I just like, I feel like that energy. I've been surrounded by it. And my aunt's been pushing me for a while now to do it. And she believes in me. She's, always been very uplifting and always made it sure that I knew that she never saw like that light dim in me, like when it comes to school. So I just felt it in my heart that it's time, and I'm excited.
Yay, that's awesome. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm really happy for you. I think I think anyone who's contemplating, going back to school and thinking that they're too old, you're never too old. I was at UCR where people were 52 years old. Yeah. And they were starting a whole new career. It's never too late to transition. I saw someone who were saying like, I was 12 years like in retail, 4 years sports agent, two years like space shit, and then last year I decided to be chef, and they were like featured on Good Morning America. Yeah. So I feel like you're never too old to transition. Yeah. So I'm really proud of you. Just want like I'm super proud of you for setting this goal for yourself, regardless of the time that it takes to complete. Yeah. Like, I just think it's awesome that you're putting like your actual foot forward and you're doing the work. You. Like, don't ever feel demotivated to do that. Like, it's gonna be challenging, but like you said, it'll be worth it.
Thank you. I'm genuinely excited. I'm looking forward to it for sure. So.
Looking forward to seeing you be like, oh my god, bitches, I got a final tomorrow.
Say, hurry up! I can't film today because I'm studying.
I'm studying for my test. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna sit down and be like, guys, like, let me read my flashcards real quick. Yeah.
Like, she's gonna be taking her quiz that's due like in 30 minutes right here with us.
It's gonna be a Patreon episode of watch me do my homework. No, I'm excited, you guys. Get ready for that college content coming real soon. She's gonna be a college girly
studious or whatever.
Studious as fuck. I'm gonna join a sorority.
Imagine. She's like, Kappa. I could see you in a sorority. I could see you in a sorority for sure.
Fuck no. I'm sorry. I cannot live with that many women. I've never had sisters or anything.
You don't always have to live with them.
Yeah, but I just feel like
No?
I feel like no.
You're like, either I'm doing it all in or I'm not doing it.
I always have that kind of
experience.
like dream of like, oh, I should have gone to college and like lived at the dorms, like shit like
Girl,
that.
I went to college, I didn't live at the dorms either, so I missed out. So if you want to go back, let me know.
But
we
you
can,
went
we
to
can
school.
we can enroll with Vanessa.
I'm in my dorm and I'm like, y'all come through. Dude, imagine I get a dorm at Casa San Bernardino. No mames.
We go to her apartment, she's gonna be like, who do you know here?
Oh, that's funny. I'm like, guys, come stay at my dorm. It's like 10 minutes away.
Oh my god.
We can't even get a half a nalga in. We're all out the side.
Where are we going tonight? Let's explore like college life, girl. I take you
It's
to
a DTR.
Oh my god.
Take you to downtown. That's kind of happened to me, but not like that bad. Like I was just at a party and like I blacked out on my mom's lap, and I remember just waking up, being like, "What the fuck?" Like I could have sworn I got it from
Undertaker
my mom.
and shit.
No, literally, I could have sworn I got it from my mom's lap. I was getting up to go to the dance floor. I don't remember like getting up to go to bed. Like, but yeah.
Did she put you to bed though?
I don't know, and it's crazy because I think she was just fed up with me because she left me at my grandma's house and they went home. So I woke up on my grandma's couch in the morning, and I woke up confused. My shirt smelled like booze, like my breath stank, my hair was fucked up. I just woke up like, just one of those times
I hate those.
where you just feel disgusting. You just feel gross, and I just like was so confused. And I was like looking around, and my grandma was just sitting on the couch like, "Ya te despertaste, mija." And I was just like, "Hi, abuelita." And then I was like, "Where's my mom?" "Ya se fue anoche." And I was like, "Damn, they really left me here." And my mom said, "Fuck you, bitch." She was fed up.
I wish you knew you were safe.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what she
mine
left you
felt
there.
nothing like that.
Imagine some random house. That's
Dude,
crazy.
fuck no. I literally felt like that too. And when I woke up, I was like, how the fuck did I get here? But I started crying because like I knew that something had gone wrong. I just didn't know what had gone wrong. And then at the time it was when I was with that toxic ass crazy guy.
No.
And I texted him and I was like, no, I have to get rid of him. Because I was like, he didn't even come like save me. I don't know what happened, but like he didn't come save me or whatever. And I was like, hey, I don't think we should see each other anymore. And he was like, okay. And he never spoke to me again. That was the last thing. And I was like, oh my God. And I felt at the time that was my rock bottom. I feel like I've told this story on here.
You've told the concert story, but not the whole like rock bottom. Like you.
Yeah. I feel like at the time that was like where I was like, yo, this is really my rock bottom of like my life.
Isn't that hilarious? Like I try to think that to myself whenever like I'm going through it, and I'm like, this is like a rock bottom. I'm like, wait. I've thought that like a million times, and it definitely sometimes gets worse. So I just try to tell myself, you know what, I'm gonna get through it.
It gets worse. It gets better.
It gets better. I'm like, I'm gonna get through it. I got through the million other times that I was going through it. So
there might be some worse shit that comes along.
So I'm for sure gonna be able to get through this one.
You would think, and you always do.
I always do. You do too. You do too, I'm sure.
I don't honestly. My biggest failure. Oh my God, when I think about it, like my biggest professional failure, I'll share it on the Patreon because that's something to do my work. Now I current work, but it's pretty ironic like how I got here. But I'll share it on the Patreon, so I'll stop there. But yeah, like my biggest failure, I remember like when that happened, like at my event for work and like nobody showed up. I was just like, I'm never gonna get another job. My boss is gonna hate me. Like this is the worst thing ever. Like I literally thought I wanted the earth to like cut open and like swallow me whole and like no one to ever hear from me again because it was my greatest, like my biggest like failure in life.
That feeling is so insane because you're the only one feeling it, and you have no way of explaining how detrimental it feels. So if the person you're explaining it to is not in that place,
something similar.
Yeah, they're literally just like, calm the fuck down, and you're like, you just don't get it. Like you don't understand how I'm feeling right now.
Literally, literally. But I feel like, you know what? I don't dwell on it. Like I feel like even though I'm someone, like I said, I'm very cynical. Like I just usually land on, oh well, whatever shit happens. I feel like I don't know if it's a trauma response, but I'm like, okay, whatever, like move on. Like I remember my boss, like was at the time, was really cool with her, and like she just kept going over and over and over for weeks. And in my head, I was kind of like, okay, well, it already happened. Like what were we gonna just talk about my failure like all the time? I'm like, okay, I love when people talk about me, but not like that, you know? Like if it's not something to highlight, like why am I gonna keep on? Like I know I failed. They know I failed. Everyone saw like the failure that it was. Like, do I need to revisit that like in 3 weeks, 2 weeks? I'm trying to control and delete that memory from my motherfucking brain.
Literally.
Like I just feel like it doesn't do you disservice to dwell on things.
Yeah. I feel like I can be like that too for sure. I'm learning. I think it just depends on what it is. I feel like I'm pretty good at being like that. People tell me like I'm nonchalant. And I'm like, what's wrong with being nonchalant?
Yeah.
You want me crying, throwing up, and stressing and ripping my hair out?
They might.
No.
I'm chalant, bitch. I literally hold on to things for dear life. I'll never let anything go, and I'm gonna replay it in my head, every single detail.
I think you're getting better at that, though.
I am.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Let's mention that
Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
But you know, I feel like it's, I don't know how you are with embarrassment, but I feel like I'm really bad with embarrassment. So I just try to like pretend it doesn't happen.
I'm good with embarrassment, but I don't like to be embarrassed of myself. Okay. I don't care what other people say of me, but when I don't like my actions or the way something I said or the way I acted, I really, really put myself down for it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, you have a lot of expectations.
I think it depends on what exactly the scenario is. Some things I can laugh off, but some things I'm like, damn. But I feel like I'm just in general getting better at letting them go. Like you said, like what's the point in dwelling on it? But I think what I hate more than getting embarrassed is my face twitches. So I could be going through something embarrassing, and as long as like I don't show it, it's like it never happened to me, honestly. Like if you didn't see you got a reaction out of me, it's like it never happened personally. That's just like how my brain works. But my face gives it away sometimes, depending on what it is. And like my lip will start twitching, and like my face will start doing like something
Smoke
weird
starts coming out of your
And when that happens, I'm like, fuck, like
they got me.
I hate that you saw my face twitch like that.
Yeah, like you know.
But when I get away with it, I'm like, it never happened.
That's a good way of seeing it, though. I'm gonna try it.
Try it.
Yeah. I'm like, no, me, I for sure you can see it on my face. I hate it, like too, like I'd be like.
Your demeanor changes.
Yeah, it's just, I don't, and I think I'm like doing it well, and I'm like, they're looking at me like, bitch, are you okay? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what? Like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, yeah, no, you can see it in my face.
Dude, that was literally me at the Super Bowl, guys. I was in here the weekend after when that happened, and yes, you guys, I was down bad. I did go on a bender. I drank for days after that loss. I was genuinely upset. And you know what? A lot of people are like, Vanessa, like, you're being such a bandwagon right now. Like, you just became a fan like 3 weeks before the Super Bowl. I don't care.
Those are intense.
That's how passionately I felt about my team. And you know what? We went out there. We gave it our best. And sometimes just things are not in the cards for you. And that's sadly, again, was our team. And I felt very embarrassed because our team like was literally like winning the entire thing. Like for like 99% of the game, it was in the bag. So I was talking my shit at the venue we were at, and then the last second we fumbled, and it's just like, wow.
You guys fumbled the ball?
No, like you just fumbled the game. Yeah, we fumbled the game.
The last 3 seconds, they scored.
Oh, you guys, your players didn't know the rules, right?
Yeah, they didn't know the rules, and they wanted the ball, and then they fucking caught like their mic saying, we're like, oh, we didn't know. Like, bitch, how do you not fucking know? Anyways, I didn't know either. I didn't know either, but hey, I'm not the one in the fucking field. I'm not the one in the field, okay? So it don't matter if we don't know. You should know.
No, that when I saw that actually did piss me the fuck off, because I feel like the amount of money they receive is obscene.
Yeah.
For you to not know the fucking rules, bitch.
It's because it changed recently, supposedly. But still, even if it fucking changes, you should be up to date.
That's like if a doctor's like, oh my bad, I didn't know the fucking rules. Like, bitch, I don't care that it changed. Read up.
Exactly.
Ooh, that shit had me mad. I remember it now.
No, and literally as soon as they lost, like, I was like, where's the bar? And I went up to the bartender and I was like, I need a shot and a gun. And he was like,
whichever comes out first, please.
And literally he just looked at my shirt and he was like, I understand. And I drank 3 shots back to back, green tea shots, and I ended up getting fucked up, and it was a great night. I danced.
I'm kind of upset that I missed going out with you that night, because I didn't do shit. Brian literally went out.
Oh my god, girl.
I know. And then I thought about it, but you were already there, and I was like, I'm not about to hit this bitch up.
Too late. It would have never been too late.
Next year.
Oh my god.
That day I realized, I don't think I had ever paid attention to it because I didn't know anyone, but since you always talked about the 49ers, that's the day I realized how many of my followers or the people I follow on Instagram are 49ers fans. Yeah. A fuck ton of y'all, by the way. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you'll get them next year.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, you guys.
Fingers crossed.
Some people haven't been in that shit in fucking decades.
I'm sorry. It's like I hate to say it, but I feel like it hurts more. Like if you're gonna get there to the end and then drop the ball right before, it might as well don't even fucking make it to the Super Bowl.
If you're not winning, you're not
gonna
losing.
follow through. Just don't even get to that point. Why? It's a bigger heartbreak.
She's like, fuck it, I'm gonna drink tonight on that.
Anyways, I'm gonna get fucked. No, another shot. Give me. I'm just saying, I don't want to drink. Wait, do it? No, I'm just saying, I need to stop.
She's fighting herself
She's
right
having
now.
an internal battle right now.
Fighting my demons right now.
How are you just trying not to drink, or are you kind of being like, no, I'm giving myself until this day to not drink?
No, I feel like when I try to control myself, it goes bad. So I'm just like, when I do feel like drinking, I'm just trying to like be like, no, it's not necessary. Like right now, it's not necessary. You know, like for my dad's birthday, we went out and my dad was like not trying to drink, but I was like, come on, let's drink. And my dad was like, no. And I was like, come on. Like, and I was like, damn, I had to check myself and be like, damn, like he doesn't want to drink. Why the fuck do I want to drink? Like, it's fine. And I didn't drink. And then, you know, I've just been kind of like checking myself like, yo, like I don't need to drink all the time. Like when I go out. So it's been fine. It's not like I'm fainting or anything. I fuck around. Like, you know, I mess around. But I am trying to like just not. Like on Saturday I was at my family's like my uncle's like anniversary party and I didn't drink either. I drank one beer at the end. Okay, but my whole family was pressing me the entire night to drink shots and drink mics and stuff. And so I had the opportunity to get drunk, but I was like, no, it's cool. Like I'm good. It wasn't until the very end that me and my cousin were just talking and laughing. It was just literally just him and I. That he was drinking a Modelo, and I was like, you know what? That looks pretty good. I'm like, just give me one. You know, so I felt proud because I could have been fucked up at that point, but I was like, no, like it's just one little beer.
No, and then I mean, it's all about moderation.
Yeah. No, so I'm definitely cutting back for sure, but I just when I try to keep myself like to a specific standard, it just doesn't work out. So I've just trying to cut myself short, like not too much.
No, that's good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, and then it's just like a lot of fun things are coming up, so it's like it's
just
unrealistic for me to say you're not gonna drink because dude, so much fun shit. Like literally the fucking mixology class. Come on, like I'm not gonna go to that in March and like not fucking drink. So it's like this idea.
March 24th,
literally
two classes
at 5 p.m.
2 p.m.
It's like just it's unrealistic for me to be like I'm never gonna drink because I feel like that's where my mind was going. Like never gonna drink. I'm done with alcohol. And it's like, wait, whose ideas are these? Are these mine?
I am literally an adult.
They are not mine. Who's preaching this stuff? But I just tell myself, you know, I just need to like on the days like I really don't need to, like if I'm going out to eat, I'm cutting it off, you know. But like if I'm doing like a night out and I know it's gonna be like a night out, like I'm not gonna like feel bad for drinking.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely cutting back. I'm not like fucking, you know, doing like 4 mixed drinks and 3 shots. You know, I'm not doing the
double
most either.
fisting it all night.
Yeah. No. I'm definitely you know, cutting back. And also too, I just saw this video the other day on TikTok that talked about how people can have a mountain of problems, but as soon as they have one health problem, suddenly they have no problems. They just have that one health problem. And it's like, why do people, you know, wait to have a health problem to start making good choices in their life when it comes to their health? You know, it's like people are living like what's that word? Sedentary. I always fuck up that. Sedentary lifestyles. You know, they're not drinking enough water. They're not making the best like food choices, and you know, it's like these little choices that they make day by day that they feel like are not. That don't really affect them because they don't see like the effects right away, but it's like 3, 4, 5 choices that you make a day that are adding up over the years, and then 10, 15, 20 years down the line you have cancer, you have diabetes, you have all these things, and it's like, damn, if you would have just cared about your health, you know, from the get-go, and not in like a crazy become like health obsessive, but you know, make the little changes where it's like be active a little bit, get some sunlight, make sure you drink your water, you know, just little choices that can help you avoid like the big like health concern, right? Because he was saying like 90% of health concerns are all lifestyle choices, only 10% have to do with genetics. And when he said that, I was like, whoa, like that's like mind blown. It's like lifestyle is really important, and it really, to me, what really got me out of like his whole video was that it's like when it's not health related, we have like a shit ton of problems, but let it be one health problem and all of a sudden nothing matters but that. you know? And it's like, why is that? Like,
But honestly, most of the time, not even that, because people get sick out of habits.
yeah.
And habits are really, really, really difficult to break.
Yeah. No, definitely. But that's like the, I guess, I know habits are hard to break, but
especially like when you get sick, you're already at a point where you need to stop whatever you're doing.
Turkey.
Yeah, and cold turkey that's what I'm saying.
It's
Like
the
for most
hardest
people, is
thing.
really, really difficult. Like I know people who have literally drank themselves in, and they don't, and knowingly they're like, the doctor's like, you're gonna die if you have one more fucking beer, and they're like, okay,
that's
like,
my grandma.
Die.
That's my grandma with her Coke.
yeah. No,
I told my
literally.
grandma, like, grandma, you need to stop drinking Coke. Like, the doctor has literally told her, like, yo, like, this shit is so bad for you. Like, at this day, like, age, or like 80, like, lady, like, you need to stop drinking this shit.
She's 80?
Yeah, and my
bitch, if I'm 80, like,
I'm
having my Coke too.
Literally, my abuelita's like, pues ya que Diosito me lleve, hija, pero yo mi coquita me la voy a tomar. Like, girl, and I get it. But I'm talking, I feel like,
but it's people that are like that. Like,
honestly, I get, and you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that, because I saw this other video one time that talked about when you hit like 40, your neural pathways become like cemented. So it's like 10 times, 30 times more harder to change a habit, as opposed to when you're younger, your neural pathways are still more moldable, more like malleable, changeable. You can create habits easier. It doesn't take you as much time to put a new habit in place. So but when it comes to old people, like, I genuinely agree, but I do think,
no, but this person that I'm talking about, she was like young, like she was like 30 years old.
and then at
Like,
that
some
point,
people-
just people just don't care, you know, and that's fine if you don't want to care about your health. You know, some people just are not going to care about their health. But I mean, like, for people that do try to like make healthy choices, I feel like hearing that, for me at least, was a huge perspective change. I'm not saying that I'm going to be like, you know, a 180 completely, but if I'm like, okay, si no me cuesta nada ir afuera a tomar un poco de sol in the morning, I'm gonna do that. Si no me cuesta, you know, drink a water instead of a soda, like, I'm gonna do that. You know, it's like, I'm not gonna beat myself up for not having the healthy habits, but si no me cuesta nada to make like those little changes, you know, because to me, I don't know about you guys, but that impacted me, and I know that might not impact everyone in the same way. But it really did impact me, like, heavy, like, hearing that. And I'm not gonna lie, that's what got me to the gym today. I was like, damn, like, and I just, you know, and even if it's like, I'm not gonna go to the gym every day, like, it just even made me like tell myself, like, okay, like,
Motivate
even if
you.
I don't go to the gym, I could still go for a walk, you know, do little things. It's like, I don't have to.
A lifestyle change.
You know, and it doesn't, like, and I'm not trying to like 180, but it's just like, I want, you know, I hope anyone listening, I hope at least one person that has some kind of impact, because it literally touched me.
It had an impact to me. I'm gonna put the hot Cheeto bag down. I'm like, okay, 27 years.
At least shouldn't for bake, babe.
For babe, right. I
step.
got 13 more years to decide whether I want to change that habit or not.
No, at least don't put chamoy on them, babes. Don't put tapatio on them. Leave them dry, at least. That's the
So
start.
I might as well not have the bag. You're like, just eat the little mini bag.
You know,
just
I'm
dump
not
out
even
the big pieces and eat the
crumbs. You know,
like 21
best
pieces
part-
are like not counting.
I'm sorry, but that's not a realistic tip. I'm never gonna be like, open a bag of chips and eat just half, because, you know, babe, once you open the bag, it's done.
I gotta eat it on. Like, who else is here? Is
You gotta see it
full of
through.
people?
You gotta see it through.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Hey, one day I will learn.
It's hard though. Habits are hard to change, but I think if you think of it as like little things, baby steps, you know, it's less overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I have a lot of people in my like family that have health issues, and like my dad passed away from like literal like neglect of his body, of like refusing to stop eating things. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's habits that you have done your whole life that don't seem bad. Like, something stupid like eating
hot
chips,
Cheetos,
like it really is so terrible for you, but it's just a normal, like, when you're on a diet, people are like, why are you on a diet? Like, people question you. Even like society puts you in a mentality of like, well, that's true, you know, like it's really not that bad. But and then in 10 years when you're already sick and you're like, oh fuck, like now I really have to settle down. And then you still can't break that habit because you're in that kind of moderation mentality of like, well, you know, I'll have it every now and then, I'll do it, you know, whatever. It's still like changes your, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard. I don't think it's impossible, because I genuinely think you could be 50 fucking years old and completely change your body, rejuvenate the fuck out of it. But most of the time, especially with the food system and the healthcare system in the US, like, everything they're putting into your head, like it's really, really hard. Because something as simple as canola oil, that's in everything.
Even Beyonce's secret hair, that was one of the ingredients. Well, sunflower oil, but it's like the same shit. No?
Yeah, like just oils like that are so bad for you, and people are never gonna stop eating anything. Remember what I told you about cereal too? Like I ate a shit ton of cereal, and I forgot what the fuck is in it now that like also has a carcinogen.
That's so funny. I was literally,
I'm like, I'm really high on my like, you know what I mean? Like it's hard.
No, and I think I don't think the goal of this guy was to be like, change your life. I just think, you know, I feel like when you're meant to hear it, you're meant to hear it. You know, like it's one of those things that's gonna touch you if it feels like, if it's something that you've already been meaning to do, right? Yeah. Like if you've already been wanting to set that intention, and maybe you just needed like that little extra push to be like, you know what? Yeah. And I feel like that was for me.
No, I would have liked it and be like, yeah.
With your back?
Yeah.
Your back, like, yeah.
He might, you know what? He may have a point.
He may.
After this bag,
I swear I'm done.
You're like this?
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit.
You lick the screen, you're like, wait a minute. Nothing goes to waste over here, babe.
Not for real.
No, and I love that the gym, because I feel like a lot of people in the gym used to be kind of snobby, and they'd be like, oh, everybody's coming to the gym now. Like, bitch, good. Isn't that the goal? Like, isn't the goal to get everyone there? Because it's not to fucking look a certain way. It's to feel a certain way, to be able to be like, oh shit, my body can fucking do this. Like, that's crazy that I'm able to, and because like I feel like with guys, they're always like, oh, I could do this because I used to play soccer in high school. Like they always lead back to that, and then they'll like go play soccer with their homies one afternoon, and they're all both the whole time.
I remember it being like this.
Yeah. Oh, it's because this I was eating this, and
oh, dude, I hurt my knee last week.
Yeah. Always something, and it's like
my man with his homies. I swear.
I'm sorry, Rex. Oh my gosh, you guys talking about Rex? Did he tell you about like the video that we filmed, the silent library?
Oh, he told me, yeah, you guys filmed something, and I was like, what the fuck? Why was I not a part of it? So I'm like, I didn't know they were picking and choosing.
I want to show you something. I'm sorry to have to be the one to break the news to you, but I have some incriminating evidence of your husband.
Dun dun dun.
And I'm gonna show it to you right now.
Show it to me, okay.
Look,
I'm gonna do a poker face.
I'm sorry that I'm airing out your business here on camera, but as a friend, I just would not be able to like sit back like, and like
whose lap was he sitting on?
Sit back and be like,
I'm like,
play it.
Stop. Why was I expecting it to be like Hans or something? I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, oh, some gay shit with Hans. I'm not lying. I was like, oh, what is it? Bitch, I can't.
He was so upset.
Not the piquillo.
At first, he was like,
why did he put his whole tongue in it though?
For real.
No, he was like, no, we're already here.
No,
it is hilarious.
A little sneak peek. Rex kissed a fish. But yeah, I'm so excited for you guys to see the silent library video we filmed. We did some crazy challenges. Really hilarious video, guys. I'm so excited. I wish you guys would have been in it. It was great.
Well, next time. Well, we weren't invited.
And just so you guys know, I invited myself. Just so y'all know, as soon as I saw posted or mentioned it, I was like, I want to be in it, and he was like, bet.
Yeah, I love that.
It's been my dream. I used to be obsessed with Silent Library back in MTV when it was a show, and I was just like, I've always just had a dream of being in it. But bitch, my first fucking challenge that I got the fucking skull in is everybody got a fucking wet towel and fucking got to smack me with it. And there was 5 people. Well, it was 5.
Did it hurt?
People. No, I felt good.
Hey, she's like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me.
No, the one that hurt the most was Brian. Not Rex. And there was another guy named Brian. He hit my back, and I think he like underestimated like the force, and I had like a red like streak against my back.
And she's looking at me, she's like,
I was like.
Hey, I would sue IE Network.
I was like, give me HR, bitch. I was not told I was going to get in a physical altercation tonight.
That's funny.
But no, it was really fun. Like, even if it did sting a little, but like it went away. Like,
did you make noise?
No, I was a trooper.
Yeah. Maybe chains and whips do excite you.
Yeah.
And then she was like this.
I want to try it.
Harder.
I'm dead.
Well, guys, I think that wraps up today's episode. Thank you guys for joining us today. We genuinely had a lot of good laughs. It was great to join you guys. I missed not like being here the past 2 weeks. So yeah, guys, y'all have better fucking miss me. Comment down below how much you miss me. We go crazy. I mean,
it's just me.
I am not confident. I am an attention whore.
Well, you're a Leo bitch, so it's
I'm
fitting.
a Leo.
My
Tell me what you
God.
love me. All right, guys. Well, anything you guys want to mention before we leave? Subscribe, you guys. Comment down below whatever part of the conversation you resonated with or you really liked or anything that made you laugh.
Yep.
And we love you guys. Again, thank you for tuning in this week. And we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And
Yeah, you guys can follow me, all things ISIS.
bloomingvc.vic.
I do want to shout out my friend Diana because she did my hair and I fucking love it. So if you guys want to follow
It's
her
amazing.
at Diana_Huchim. And I want to shout out my new nail tech. Sochi nailed me because she did the cutest set ever.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Yeah, low key. I ripped off one of the gems with a sock.
Oh, no.
But it's okay.
look
And I want to
cute.
shout out my skincare girl. Hers is her. Oh my gosh. I'm going to tag it because I forgot it. Sorry, Catherine. But yeah. And then y'all can follow me at Steph's Got Milk. Bye, besties.
Bye.
Bye.